100,000 gold or $100,000. This guy here. I saw this video earlier. And he's talking, I guess the title is, should I refund 100,000 on Diablo Immortal? I don't if you spend money on the shop, can you get it refunded this early in the game, or can you just get the purchase price of the game back? I don't know that you can actually get the in-game items and stuff back. Can you get, if you ask for a refund, do you get that back too? I actually don't know. First of all, let me ask you guys a question. Have any of you played, any of you played Diablo Immortal? And number two, did any of you actually spend any money whatsoever? I don't care if it's 50 cents. Did any of you spend any money on Diablo Immortal? Because I've seen a lot of people that were streaming Diablo Immortal and screaming bloody murder. Oh my God, I spent, $10,000 on this in the first fucking weekend and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, watching this going, why the fuck did you spend $10,000 on a fucking video game? Should I refund? I don't know that he can. I think he can get a refund on the game. Is there not some sort of a law in the US now that you can refund a game after a certain amount of time? That's why a lot of people were like able to refund like New World and all this other sort of stuff, right? That, because the game wasn't finished, basically, type of thing, or it wasn't working properly, or what have you, right? But this guy has apparently spent $100,000 on a video game. So none of you guys spent a dime, right? So when I see all of these people complaining, I just spend $10,000, blah, blah, blah type of thing, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, are you effing hard R word? Like, are you hard R? Because why would you spend $10,000, let alone $100,000 on a freaking video game so that you can get ahead? So we're going to watch this because we talked about this earlier, and I remembered that there's this video out there. It only came out a couple of days ago. 2 days ago, this video came out. He spent $100,000. I don't know if he can prove it, but let's see. Personally, I just think it's insane. If he's got the money to blow, if this guy's like a multi-millionaire or multi-billionaire or whatever, maybe, okay, then maybe $100,000, but that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. And then when people are complaining that they spent thousands of dollars in the first week, and they're complaining that they don't have anyone to play with because their gear is too good, it's like, what? You're like way ahead of everyone? Anyways, he's got to be rich. Maybe. I don't know.
This is JT here. I wanted to explain exactly what's going
Hold on, what's going on,
guys? This is JT here. I wanted to explain exactly what's going down and the issue I'm having. Not only that, how many people it is actually affecting. I do have my boy Skeleton with me, who is a heavy well in the game. He's just kind of listening in, and he's going to give me feedback because he does not know what's going on. However, I do want to explain, and I want to explain to all you guys as well. So basically, for the last month and a half...
So I need to preface this first by saying I've never played Diablo Immortal. I have no real interest in playing Diablo Immortal. And I know for a fact that if I was playing and suddenly it was like, here, you got to pay $10 to do this, and I would have immediately quit. So the fact that people... the fact that people even spent more than $20 on buying stuff in-game... immediately you've got to give yourself some blame. Like you can't blame Blizzard for allowing you to spend that money. You've got to like have some self-control.
Anytime I go to the Battleground Captain and
don't get me wrong, like those of you that are watching my channel, you guys know that I like to blame Blizzard for just about everything. I crap on Blizzard more than just about anyone I know, but you've got to take some responsibility here.
Click find match. I have not been able to get a queue for the full 2-hour length of the Battlegrounds, right? 0 queues.
So he's not able to get into Battlegrounds. And from what I understand with Diablo Immortal is it queues you up with people that are of appropriate gear level and score or whatever, right? So this guy is so far ahead of everyone, and he knows that this is how the Battleground works. So yet he's gone ahead and done it anyways by buying all this gear and getting so far ahead of everyone that everybody else who's smart isn't spending $100,000 in gold, isn't doing the same thing, and they're nowhere near him in gear level. He did what he set out to do. He wanted to get all the best gear and stuff like that, and knowing that Battlegrounds are set up this way, he still did it, and now he's blaming the system
ongoing for
instead of the player.
All right, well, 3 weeks ago, my clan one time became the Immortals of server Town Portal. Well, as we became Immortal, the Immortal trial quest told me specifically to compete in a battleground in order to complete the trial. Therefore, I would need to actually do these quests to actually get
he can't compete in the battleground, so he can't complete it.
Anointed and immortal. However, since I haven't been able to queue in the battleground, which I would say if I had to rough estimate how many hours I've tried to queue for a battleground, I would say it's probably somewhere around like 48 to 72 hours, somewhere in between that.
I thought he was gonna say like 5 or 6. So this guy sat in queue for 48 or whatever hours because he's spent all this real life money to get so far ahead of everyone, and then is complaining that he can't compete against anyone. Because Blizzard has a mechanism in the game so that you can't just queue up and annihilate everyone because your gear is a billion times better than everyone.
Only trying to queue for a battleground and never being able to get one. All right, well, today it came around, and tomorrow is our chance to hold the reign of being an immortal, right? Well, it sent me a...
Hold on a second. It's where kids are 100% stealing their parents' Visa cards. I mean, this guy looks like he's old enough that he doesn't live with his parents, I would hope. Is this the guy that Asmongold... I have no idea if Asmongold did a video on this, because this guy lied about his credentials. He said something about winning tons of money and placing top 10 in the CPL tournament back in the early 2000s, and he won tens of thousands of dollars, which is the biggest BF. I don't know anything about this guy. I've never heard of him before. Never heard of him. But, I mean, look at the gear that he's got, right? Like, people that know this game can probably vouch for how much he spent based on what he's wearing and the fact that he can't queue and stuff like that.
Sent me a little thing right here, and it said, hold on, let me click it. It's right here. It says, register for the Rite of Exile now. Tap to navigate.
Wait, what's this? Hold on. So, just checked it out. It's him. How did they find out that it was BS, Ninu? How did they find out that it was BS?
So it's like, all right, well, I have to register.
Or rather, how much money he's got. Like, I don't think anyone can confirm how much money he has or how much he's spent, right?
My team and me for the Rite of Exile, right? So whenever I click navigate here, I know exactly where to go. You go to the Rite of Exile. I mean, it's going to take me right there, right? So we'll just let it follow there. So whenever I get here, I am not able to do anything at all, which makes me think that tomorrow when the Rite of Exile comes, I'm not going to be able to participate in it, right? Okay, so that's fine. I'm not going to be able to participate in it. What do I do at this point, right? So now what I've been thinking, I'm like, all right, well, since I'm in this situation, how about I go ahead and go over here to clan members, and we change the role. And see, I'm a clan leader, right? So I'm the clan leader. So I'm like, all right, well, if I leave the immortal, basically maybe it will give the immortal to somebody else, and then we can sign up and get things
pass
going.
It on to someone else?
If I click leave the immortal, it doesn't allow me to do that, right? And so it tells me to basically give the position to somebody else. Well, let's say I try to give this guy clan leadership. I can't perform this role either. So basically I'm stuck as the clan leader in the immortal clan, not being able to queue us up for Rite of Exile at all. I can't do anything about it. I can't set up the teams. Therefore, basically what's going to happen is, at least in my opinion, I'm not sure because I'll have to see tomorrow, but I'm thinking that, honestly, whoever the Shadow Clan is that's fighting for Immortals probably going to be fighting against bots, because I can't register. The immortal of the clan can't register. So basically, we're just going to be handing over our immortal status. Now, just so you guys know, we have...
This sounds like it's like a... Well, obviously, it's a development error. Like I don't know that Blizzard actually anticipated that people were going to be spending $100,000. Like I know there's some whales out there, there's some oil princes and shit like that, but I don't know that Blizzard was anticipating that some dude was going to spend $100,000 within a couple of weeks of the game going out, and thinking ahead. I mean, it's Blizzard, let's be honest, and thinking ahead of and actually thinking to themselves, hey, listen, what are we going to do in this situation where some oil baron is bought every piece of gear that he can possibly get and is way ahead of everyone in gear. And I don't know that they actually, I think this is probably something that might get fixed, maybe.
I have a clan of 300 members that are in this. We're all on Discord together. There's hundreds of us that are in clan one time specifically that I know that are my good friends who have spent in upwards of $5,000 or more on their characters since we've
They've spent upwards of $5,000, chat. Like, I get, oh my God. I just, I can't, I don't even know what to say to shit like that. Like, how do you allow yourself to spend that kind of money? And now, I mean, if this guy's got a ton of money, fine. But the rest of the people in this guild are spending thousands of dollars worth of money on. The game's been out how long? Like weeks, a couple of months. Like it's hardly been out, and these people are like, they've already spent $5,000 on a video game.
Become immortal to hold our reign. Well, now all these guys are pissed off because there's like, there's 30 or 40 guys that at minimum spent $1,000, and none of the
30 or 40 guys that have spent $1,000 on a video game, chat.
These guys are now, I'm basically holding everybody back at this point. So now my question is, how long do I let this go and let Blizzard go about this? Because I contacted Blizzard about a month.
There was a time on stream I went through my account, like my account history for how much money I'd spent on transfers and race changes and sex changes, faction changes, all this other sort of stuff, server transfers. In World of Warcraft, and in grand total, it came to roughly $1,000. And I think I'd have to do some quick math, but I think that also included my sub fees. And I was disgusted with myself that I'd actually spent that much. And these guys have done it in like a matter of weeks.
A little over a month ago about this situation, and what happened?
Why are mobile gamers the richest?
What happened was at first is I went to the live chat. They then told me to go to the forums and make a forum post about it because that's how they react to people. So I went and made a forum post about it. I sent my entire Twitch.
Did he post the forum post? I actually wonder if he's actually got some like evidence of this stuff. I guess I could go look for it, but it would have been nice if he would have had the link to the forum post or something like that. But
audience to the forum post to try to get it, like, basically to fire it up, right? To be like, hey guys, check this out. Like, this is an important post. This guy can't get into Battlegrounds. This is an issue. Well, there was over, I think, 200 comments on it. Tons of people liked it. They were trying to help. Well, since that has been posted over 3 weeks ago, Blizzard has not responded one time to that forum post. They completely
they don't have like an automatic response system in Blizzard?
ignored it. So what did I do after that? I went ahead and wrote Blizzard on Twitter to whatever Blizzard employee I could find. Blizzard got back with.
Is this, hold on, what is this? I actually, like, I'm kind of like curious. Like, hold on, let me just open this up. Does he have like his Twitter on here?
What's going on, guys?
Hold on. He does. So this is his Twitter. I'm just kind of checking to see if this guy's actually tweeted at Refund, watch, YouTube. I'm trying to see if there's a tweet to Blizzard. Because he did claim that he tweeted at Blizzard, right? Hold on. Is this going to be under, hold on. Tweets and replies, maybe? What? Actually, I got to be careful on Twitter. I don't see any, I don't see anything. I'm not gonna spend too much time looking, but I don't see anything where he's tweeted at Blizzard. We're at July 27th so far. I don't see anything where he's tweeted at Blizzard so far, but he said he did. Like, he's going on about how he's got a max account July 21st. Be able to queue up in Battlegrounds and play PvP, so it's got to be before this, right? Anyways, I don't see this tweet. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying I don't see a tweet at Blizzard's developers or the Diablo team or anything like that. So I don't see where he's tweeted at them. We're at July 19th now. So I'll just leave it there, but I don't see this tweet that he's talking about. I don't see it.
With me on Twitter, and they said, we're not really sure like what to do about the situation. We know it's MMR based. That's why you can't get into the battleground. However, we should have it fixed in 2 weeks, but you know, we're not really sure. So it's like, okay, so now I'm in a situation where
he's gonna wait 2 weeks now.
A considerable amount of money, around $100,000 on this game, and I have a character that has not been able to do the thing that I like doing the most in this game, which is Battlegrounds. Also, I'm trying to make money from this game as being a content creator, plus live streaming this game on Twitch, right? So if I can't...
Hold on. Twitch, how many followers does this dude have? He's got 16,000 followers, and he spent over $100,000 to try and become like like make some money streaming. I mean, I don't know this guy. I don't know what he does for work or anything like that, but
do things that I spent money on this character to do, and I have no time frame of when things are going to actually be fixed, or even know if things are going to be fixed, because I'm the only player in the entire world with this problem. And the problem I'm having is when I first started this game, I spent a ton of money right at the start, right? So I was way far ahead of everybody else. And what happens is when I went into these battlegrounds, I was carrying my team no matter who was on it and literally slaughtering every single person. And so I would go like 40-0, 50-0. It didn't matter, right? I would go 100 battlegrounds without...
That's what this guy spent $100,000 to do. To go into battlegrounds and annihilate people. Like one-shot people.
Losing a single one. My overall battleground record is somewhere in between 300 and 450 wins, with at max 3 total losses, and one of the losses was from a disconnect. The other losses were basically because I wasn't really paying attention and I got distracted in some sort of way, probably live on Twitch, right? There was never a time where I went in there trying to win and lost a battleground. It never happened. And now my matchmaking record is now so high that I literally can't get a battleground. So my question now is, it's like, do I just not do anything about this, or should I hire a lawyer and refund this account and then see what happens then? Like, I don't know. So I have my buddy Skelta here who just listened to everything that I said.
So
and
I'm not going to pretend to know anything about the law. Like, I really would have no idea whether he would be able to win a case like that, because he paid for in-game items. He received those in-game items. Right? Like, you know, it's kind of like, I'm trying to build an analogy here. Like, imagine if you went to a car dealership, a Ferrari car dealership, and you said to them, I want a car that is going to destroy every other car, and I can do 400 kilometers an hour, or whatever that is in miles per hour. I think it's like 240 miles per hour or something like that. I want to annihilate everyone. I don't want anyone. I just want to destroy everyone. And the dealer's like, okay, we can give that to you. Here's a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or whatever. It's gonna be $250,000, and it will destroy. You will destroy everyone. So you get your car, then you take it out, and you get onto the roads, and the roads are gridlocked, and you can't actually do 240 miles an hour, or 400 kilometers an hour. You're doing 20 kilometers an hour or 30 kilometers an hour because you're in rush hour traffic like everyone else. And Alodar with his fucking Prius is fucking rolling up beside you. And you're not even able to pass him because Alodar's in the faster lane and he's slowly passing you. Like, does that make any sense? Like, it does. I just feel like this guy spent all of his money and then realized later that, oh shit, like I can't actually even really do anything with it because I'm so far ahead of everyone. Now he's got to sit there and wait for everyone to catch up. And I don't know that he's got really much of a case because I don't think that the guy buying the car would be able to go to a lawyer and say, hey, I bought this car so that I could do 400 kilometers an hour. And I'm not able to do 400 kilometers an hour because the game or the roads only accommodate me doing 30 kilometers an hour or 50 kilometers an hour. I don't know that this guy's actually got a case. Now, is it bad game design because Blizzard didn't anticipate that there was going to be someone that was going to spend 100,000 gold in the first few weeks of the game and be so far ahead that the matches, like, he's literally having to wait for other people to catch up in gear. This guy's problem isn't with Blizzard. This guy's problem is with everyone else that's refusing to spend $100,000. All of you cheap fuckers that are out there that aren't spending $100,000 on Diablo Immortal, so this guy's got people to play against. It's your fault. Like, I don't know maybe that's something that Blizzard didn't overlook. Like. But if I was designing a game, I don't know that I would anticipate some jackass was going to spend $100,000 in the first week or first couple of weeks. Like I don't know that I would 100, couple of thousand, 5,000. Okay, sure, maybe, but $100,000. So you're that far ahead of people. And he already said that at one point when he was still building up his character, he was annihilating everyone, and he continued to spend gold until he just got to the point where he had nobody else left to play against because he was so far ahead of everyone. And the matchmaking tool didn't have anyone to match him up with. So he basically spent $100,000 to destroy everyone, and wasn't able to because he was stuck in that gridlock of traffic, and he's not able to actually. He's not even stuck in traffic. He's not even able to get out onto the road because there's nobody else to compete against him.
Just curious to hear what he has to say. What do you think?
Can't find any sympathy for him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I hate on Blizzard more than anything else in the world, but come on, take some responsibility, dude. You spent $100,000 to get way ahead of everyone, and the system deliberately matches you with people of your item level, etc., and you went and spent all this money to get so far ahead. Now you've got to sit there and wait. I don't know that I have any sympathy for this dude.
Bro.
I got no sympathy for the dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty messed up that for you, but in particular, it's really unfortunate for...
So what does he do? He gets some dude that's in his guild? What's his dude in his guild gonna do? Yeah, dude, I totally feel sorry for you, man. Like, this is fucked up. Like, no, what's fucked up is that you spent $100,000 on a fucking video game. That's the fucked up part, man.
The 299 other people that are immortals, right?
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know that there's a solution to the problem, that's immediate.
The solution to the problem is not to spend $100,000 on a video game in like the first month or two that it's out.
Right. Like
that would have been a solution.
If you go and refund, the money you've invested,
yeah,
then it's very possible, or it's likely they'll ban your account.
They will. They'll ban my account, but I can make a new one, right, and recreate an account that actually can.
I honestly don't know that he's got a case. I'm not gonna lie. He might be able to get the refund for the price of the game, but he paid for in-game items which he received. So I don't know. And he's not only received them, but used them. Now, I know that there's not wear and tear and damage on the goods or whatever, but he received the items that he paid for. Like, because it didn't have the desired end game effect that he wanted immediately without having to wait for everyone to catch up to him, that's not Blizzard's fault. I tell him if I was Blizzard, and again, I like to see Blizzard get fucked every way possible. But if I were Blizzard, I'd tell him to piss off. Honestly, I would tell him to piss off and be like, "No, dude, sorry, man. Like, you got the goods that you paid for. You paid for an item in game. You got that item in game. You've been that's not Blizzard's fault.
Get in Battlegrounds.
Sure. I mean, I think if you're looking for an in-game solution, but it's not perfect, you know, you can maybe choose to lose the right intentionally, and then promote someone else to, you know, a clan leader.
No, dude, you're missing
no, in the shadows. Once you're shadow again.
The problem is what happens? Do I risk never being able to get in a battleground ever again? Do I take that risk? Or
now again, I don't play Diablo Immortal, but I think what this guy is, I think someone correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like the reason why he's not getting into battlegrounds is because there aren't enough people that are high enough in level and gear as him to actually have them fill out a battleground for him to compete against people, right? So he's basically got to sit around and wait for all these people to catch up. And because these people aren't spending $100,000 and whatever, it could take weeks, maybe months, maybe years for people to actually catch up, because they weren't stupid in spending $100,000 in the first month of the video game.
You know what I mean? Because I have no proof.
And Blizzard's response to you was they're aware of the issue and nothing beyond that.
Yes. Yeah, that's what they told them. Belfast is MMR was too high. So
Blizzard's response to me was there.
If that's the case, then I think what will happen is Blizzard will eventually, they will fix it. Like, they will get to the point where they will fix it. But I think if this guy said, "Hey, I want to refund my money," I think Blizzard would say, "No, we're not giving you a dime of it back." I don't think they give him I could be wrong, but I don't think they'll give him a dime.
Now aware of the issue. This was over 3 weeks ago, and they have done nothing about it. How long do I let this proceed? Because if I let this proceed really any longer, I'm not going to be able to refund from my bank, right? So it's like, I need to do this sooner than later. Otherwise, I have a character. If this character can never be in a battleground ever again, I don't want this character.
Yeah,
like, it's as simple as that.
If I were in your situation, and that, you know, and I really only care about BGs too, and I couldn't play, and then I would probably 100% refund my money.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what else is there that I can do? And this is coming, guys, this guy in the chat with me is somebody who has spent over $40,000 on his character, talking just like I am. We actually have a chat in Discord with all the top whales in this game.
What?
Which is...
They've got a Discord for their oil princess.
Over 20 people who have all spent over $30,000 to...
Wait, how many? Hold on. How many?
Talking just like I am. We actually have a chat in Discord with all the top whales in this game, which is over 20 people who have all spent over $30,000 to get their 5,000 resonance wings, right? So it's a lot of heavy whales that we are talking to. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do in this position currently. I'm kind of confused about it. Tomorrow I'm going to go live, so if you guys want to check me out on Twitch, that's going to be at twitch.tv/jtisallbusiness. I'm going to be trying to queue up for the Battlegrounds non-stop, and honestly probably talking about this situation majority of the stream. So yeah, anything else you wanted to say before I end
missed
this
that
video?
stream.
Have you had it? What does it say when the clan members go to that area and click on sign up? Do they even have the option to sign up?
Yeah, they just sign up.
Okay. So we just don't know if you'll actively be able to defend, right?
Right. Well,
okay.
Yeah, we don't know yet. Yeah, so we'll know tomorrow. But even if I can actively defend, still my BG issue is not fixed. Yeah. And that's kind of like where I'm getting at. It's not like the Immortal thing just steps it up a notch to make me think like, really? Yeah. Like, you know, this is holding us back from being Immortals now, which is the whole point of this game entirely. So if this isn't going to get fixed over a situation of us becoming Immortals, will it actually ever get fixed? You know what I mean? And that's like,
okay. I think honestly, like, this is something that would get fixed. This video now has 80,000 views. I'm pretty sure Blizzard knows about the problem. It probably will get fixed. It's probably an oversight on their part that this would even happen to begin with. So I assume that this is something that they know they have to fix. But the bigger problem is that he spent $100,000 on
how can I take that risk whenever I've made an investment this big as a full-time job? Like, I'm doing this every day.
Yeah.
I've been streaming for a month on this game. I put 340 hours in 1 month streaming this game. You know what I mean? Like, am I just gonna always
340 hours? Is this guy a part-time streamer?
stream this game, support the game,
on
even
here?
though I can't do my favorite part of the entire game? Like, I don't know. You know, I don't know. So.
And you've been pretty patient. It's been about a month.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have waited that long, personally.
Yeah, you know, it's been a long time. So yeah. Anyway, guys,
It's been a month since this guy's been dealing with this shit.
this is the situation I'm in. Let me know in the comments below this video. What would you guys do? I want to hear, like, what would you guys do? Let me know in the comments below.
I'll tell you what I would do. I would try to get a refund and hope to hell you got a refund. I don't think he's gonna. I would be shocked if he got a dime. But if I spent $100,000 on a game, and trust me, I'm not in the position to do that. But if I did, and then I woke up and realized, oh shit, this maybe I shouldn't have done, I would hope I could get a refund. On the one, let's say $300 per view. What's the comments? I wonder. Hold on. Let's actually read the comments. You guys are the reason Blizzard will continue to make games like this. Vote with your wallet. Way to go, congratulations. You just made Blizzard see pay to win and microtransaction a viable mechanic features in the game. Double down on future games. All I can say is congratulations. You're the first player in history to complete the freemium game. You just won in a pay-to-win game. Can't complain about that. These people are just ripping them apart. I don't think this is grounds for... Yeah, I agree with this guy. I don't think this is grounds for a refund or suing. I think he just wastes more money, man. You solve the issue by making another character and spending the next 50 to 100K on it. Point you a massively reward. Like, things like that make me feel really stupid, but after this, I'm pretty... the universe telling you that you're a loser for spending 100K. Everybody's making it. Like, seriously, this guy is again, he's a Twitch streamer, so I guess I have to watch what I'm saying. But dude, you've got to take some responsibility. You done fucked up. You done fucked up, and you're trying to point the finger at someone else. Like, it's something Blizzard, I'm sure, will fix, but the real problem is that you spent $100,000 on a freaking video game, dude. Like, that's the big problem. Holy moly! I can't. Is there anyone that maybe wait for around 10 to 20 years for some people to reach your range? Hold on. Servers will shut down in 5. Round of money for a mobile game to give you validation. Sounds like you got what you paid for. Dude, this guy is getting absolutely ripped. I didn't even think to read the comments, but they're basically saying exactly what I've been we've all been saying. My God, man. Just a little side note. I was at the BlizzCon when they rolled out Diablo Immortal. And I was actually in kind of like a VIP area that they brought a bunch of Twitch streamers into. And this is just a quick story for the end of this video. But we were asked to come and be the first people to try out a new IP that Blizzard had developed. They had not announced yet. It was going to be announced during BlizzCon. We were like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Because at the time, it was Warcraft Reforged that everyone thought it was going to be announced. Those were the big rumors, right? So we were like, yes, we're going to be the first people to play Warcraft Reforged. Now, of course, that turned into a dumpster fire in itself. But we were excited. We stood there for 2.5 hours in basically a roped off area, maybe 50 feet by 50 feet, just standing there waiting. And the intro to the convention started for BlizzCon. And we're sitting there watching it. We can see the stage from where we're standing. And, I can't remember who went on first. But then the Diablo Immortal team came out. Of course, it was like, or no, sorry, it was the Warcraft Reforged team that came out, right? And we're like, oh, here it is. We're gonna get to play. And then they went through their whole spiel and stuff like that. We were all like, oh, that looks pretty cool. And then they went off the stage, and we're like, what the hell? what do we, what's going on here? Like, we're not playing it. And then the Diablo Immortal team came out immediately afterwards, and they started going on. And then they're like, and we've got some demo tape or demos to show you. And there were all these tables that were around us that had these boxes on it. They lifted the boxes off, and we all thought under the boxes were like laptop computers so that we could play Warcraft Reforged. They lifted the boxes off, and on like stands were cell phones that were there, like four under each box. So these boxes were like a few feet wide, and on both sides so of the table, right? So they lifted it off, and there were cell phones there, like Samsung phones, whatever they were at the time, Samsung 8s or something like that. So and the games were loaded up, and we're like, I'm looking at my buddy Crom, who's another Twitch streamer, and a couple of other guys, and I'm just looking at them like, we're here to test a mobile game, like, because keep in mind this was just before Classic was like, Classic hadn't come out yet. It was the year before Classic came out. They had the Classic demo that was there, which we'd already played. We were the first people, like, basically allowed to actually play the Classic demo as well. We get over to the and find out that we're playing Diablo Immortal, and we'd signed these things saying that we had to stay till the end of the presentation, blah blah blah, and it even said that we had to act like we were, we were excited about the game, and put on a show basically, and sign all these forms basically. And I said to my friend Crom, I'm like, dude, let's get out of here, man. I can't play this crap anymore. And he's like, no, we have to stay. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, it was in the form that we signed. We have to stay till the end of the presentation and actually act like we're playing this thing. And I'm like, oh my God. So I had to grab the phone and actually stand there and act like I was enjoying this game. And then as soon as the presentation was over, we bounced. Like, it was like, we got to get out of here. But that was like Diablo Immortal when they first announced it. And people were ripping into it at that point, but I guess this guy wasn't. So anyways, long story short, don't spend $100,000 on a video game, guys. Like, that is absolutely absurd. I don't know what this guy does for a living, if he can even afford $100,000. If that's pennies to him, then all the power to him. But anyways, that's it for this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, hey guys, if you want, I would appreciate like and subscribe. I stream Tuesday to Sunday now. It's at 9 p.m. Eastern. We talk about anything nerdy, whether it's Star Wars, Game of Thrones, World of Warcraft, and apparently Diablo Immortal too. Talk to you guys later. Have a good day.